Here we're going to continue our conversation about combining multiple images together. And in this and the next movie, we'll take a look at how we can do that using photo merge. Here in this first example, you can see that I have a few images. These are photographs that I captured of my daughter and her friends when we were camping, and the kids were having fun and running around, and I captured this frame, and my composition just isn't very good. In the lower image, you can see my daughter Annie here. Yet, in the background, Phoebe, she's kind of chopped off. In the upper image, we have all of Phoebe, yet I've completely removed or chopped off Annie from the frame. What I want to do is combine these two images together. To do that, we'll use a tool which is called Photo Merge. So you want to select the images in Bridge, then navigate to the Tools pull-down menu. Here, select Photoshop, and then click on Photo Merge. As you'll see in a minute, Photo Merge allows us to do some pretty amazing things. In this case, we're going to use Auto Layout. We want to blend the images together. This will create a mask for us. It's going to use these two files. All that we need to do is simply click OK. When we click OK, Photoshop will do its magic. And sometimes the things that Photoshop can enable us to do are almost unbelievable. And this is one of those situations. What it will do is it will create a panoramic out of these two photographs. And here you can see it's modified these images. It's sort of changed them so they're all aligned. It's also created a mask. If I click on the eye icon on the top layer, you can see how it's created a mask here in order to blend these two images together. If we shift-click on the mask, you can see the before and after. Let me turn off the underlying layer. Here you can see how that mask was created. In this case, the top layer is using this part of the image. The underlying layer, well, that's this side over here. And what's great about this is that because this has auto-aligned the layers, and in a sense it sort of bent the layers so they fit together, again, you can see that when we turn off the mask here. Notice how that isn't a perfect rectangle, rather it's a bit skewed. Well, it had to do that in order to be able to combine these two images together. And because of that, we can dig deeper into these masks. If you click into the mask on the top layer, what we can do is we can paint in more of this top layer. For example, I like how their expressions are so alive, and you can tell my daughter Annie is yelling here, so is Macy. Well, I want to change the expression on little Gracie right here. To do that, select the brush tool, press the B key or just click on the brush, choose white as your color. In the options bar, you want to choose a brush, which is a relatively big brush, not too big though, I should say, just enough to paint in a new version of Gracie there. Make sure you have 0% hardness. I'll just click on the options bar to close that dialog and then paint. And if we paint with white, what you'll see that we'll be able to do is to bring in a new version of Gracie here. And fortunately, because these layers were aligned, I'll be able to paint across all of these areas. And I'm just going to go ahead and bring in a new version of little Gracie here. Just want to make sure you paint over every area you need to in order to make sure that looks good. All right, there you have it. Pretty quick and easy way to combine multiple images together. In order to finish this off, we obviously need to crop away the transparent pixels. That's easy enough. Just select the crop tool, and then what you can do is just click and drag over the image in order to create a crop area. In this case, I'll just click and drag here, and then we can use the technique which we know how to do, position the cursor on the edge to change the size. You can also use your arrow keys if you want to nudge the crop around. I'll press the down arrow key to move it down, the up arrow key to move it up. And those arrow keys can help us to reposition that. Eventually press Enter or Return in order to apply that. That's Enter on Windows, Return on a Mac. And there you have it, a quick and easy way to combine multiple images together using Photo Merge. And while I showed you this technique using a photograph which was a group photograph, keep in mind, you can use this in architecture photography and landscape photography. It can be a really helpful technique when you have multiple frames that you need to stitch or bring together.